Hello everyone, I am Natalia and in this video I will explain to you how the cooperation principle works in Germany. Along with the precautionary principle, the polluter pays principle, the sustainability principle, and the integration principle, the cooperation principle is a guiding concept in all environmental laws. The cooperation principle means that the task of caring for the environment is shared by the government, the corporate sector, and the citizens. Therefore, the cooperation principle is an expression of our dependence as a society upon the environment. And as far as possible, the environmental protection must be a joint effort. Therefore, the responsibility of environmental protection and the prevention of environmental damages as well is shared and is not just the responsibility of the government. Even though it is a shared responsibility, the government has a leading role setting its rules with the public interest in mind. For example, by cooperating with other actors from the private sector, the government can utilize their expertise, identify sources of pollution, and transfer part of the responsibility to them. Also, it is important because the cooperation principle involves the public into the decision-making process, making the decisions related to the environment easier to implement with the society's acceptance. A good example of the cooperation principle is the stakeholder dialogue. As a case study, I will explain the K&E dialogue. The K&E is the Competence Center for Nature Conservation and Energy Transition. Is a publicly funded organization that fosters a nature-compatible energy transition. The K&E's task is to resolve and prevent conflicts by supporting dialogue processes and to raise discourse by providing scientific expertise and offering dialogue facilitation. The K&E project to conduct a stakeholder dialogue on wind energy in the proximity of UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was co-financed by the German Foundation for the Environment, and it was a communicative and collaborative process with all relevant stakeholders in Germany to discuss in detail the complex issues that give rise to conflicts between wind turbines planning and heritage protection. And as the German Federal Nature Conservation Act also refers to the conservation of monuments and historic cultural landscapes, the K&E's mandate extends to the field of cultural heritage conservation. So the K&E offered a protected space for debates and acted as a neutral moderator, and it further supported the development of the joint recommendations by the participants on how to better avoid conflicts and reconcile both important goals of energy transition and heritage protection. The stakeholder dialogue was composed of representatives of German World Heritage Conservation, monument protection, wind energy development, municipalities, and other relevant actors. It was particularly important to involve participants from the administrations of the German federal states, as the protection of monuments and world heritage falls under the responsibility of the individual states. In addition, the UNESCO World Heritage Center sent a participant, which allowed exploring the interaction between regional, national, and international levels. The dialogue produced the following outputs. First, it identified critical issues which could occur when wind energy facilities are planned in the proximity of UNESCO World Heritage properties. Also, it presented joint recommendations about what could be done to reconcile wind energy development and World Heritage conservation. And finally, it documented controversial proposals that did not lead to joint recommendations, but are still valuable resources to understand the arguments and concerns of various actors. The K&E dialogue is a good example of the cooperation principle, with the main objective being the cooperation between participants to discuss in detail the complex issues that give rise to conflicts between wind turbines, planning, and heritage protection. And that was all for this video. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.